Across. Land around the spot right here.
My biggest problem with this one is that it's actually scanning too much.
Shot done.
Welcome to the second episode of Pimp My Lineup, where you, the community, send me lineups and I will try my best to make them better. Hello YouTube, let's go! Double shock dart for boiler. Okay, and then he's using... Okay. I think the biggest problem with it is how easy it is to see it coming. I would have tried to make it come from this angle so that the person in boiler, it's harder for them to see it. The good thing is that they land at the same time. One thing that I noticed is that the lineup lands here. I think most people wouldn't be all the way up here. Most people will be standing so they can just head glitch, right? You'll be standing all the way back here. Oh! Oh!
Scanning ahead.
There you go.
Oh!
That's perfect.
That's as good as it gets. We found a lineup that is harder to see. It has approximately the same timing, but it flies from the left and bounces. Stand in this corner here. And then first you're gonna take the arrow under your mouse indicators and place it right here in this line and do a full charge double bounce. And then you're gonna crouch and put the first charge bar line right under this one and do a 2-bar 1 bounce. So it's gonna look like this.
Shot dart.
Your lineup has officially been pimped. Spike is planted right here. We're gonna do a really good post-plant lineup suggested from chat, okay? Shock dart! Ah! This. Oh, a floor bouncer, huh? What is this? Okay, guys. There's always that one guy. All right, let's pimp this lineup, chat. Double bounce, floor bouncer here. Over here. So hit there.
Scanning ahead.
Your lineup has been pimped, bitch. A sage lineup.
Stand to this corner right here. Match the right curve of your slow up ability with this corner and just shoot. Then match the bottom of this slow up ability with the top left of the orange light right here.
Oh.
This will bounce off the roof. Combined, the two slow up lineups look like this.
Okay. First of all, the spots they land in, pretty solid. The spot he's doing it from is alright. The biggest issue is of course the travel time. But then the problem remains that you can't just peek here and shoot it either. So I'm not saying that there is like a better option, but if possible, at least this one could be replaced by a pixel peek. The first one would be a lot more tricky to get a fast lineup working. The other thing is it's of course situational, but in a lot of cases, the sage plays in the middle area or the kitchen area, in which case you could also try and make the lineup from kitchen. Overall, this is a good sage lineup. The specific spots they land on is well thought through.
Scanning ahead.
Okay, it hits a good spot that scans a lot. This is one of those lineups that I think if you crouch, you won't be revealed. Another thing I want to say is that it's too obvious that it's a fake arrow. It's coming from C. If you're gonna shoot a fake arrow from here, you have to find a way to make it look like it's coming from A lobby. Oh, we have the winner of the lineup contest. Ascent Simple Under Heaven Recon. The one Jonas uses is very common at this point and is always pre-aimed when you hear a recon for Under Heaven. He's even calling me out a little bit. Bounce.
Revealing area.
And it's just gonna hit right in here and you can actually wall bang on this arrow. What is this?
Revealing area.
He mentions the wallbang one that I made ages ago. If you're experiencing that you're not getting the value you want from your wallbang arrows and want to change it up, this is definitely a way of doing it. If you really want to just do a wallbang arrow quick, I would rather make a lineup that is slightly worse that lands faster, I think. That wouldn't scan everything, but is more likely to not be shot. A bonus thing here is also that you're a lot more safe. So the biggest problem with the one I sometimes do here that bounces off of the box and goes under heaven is that you're kind of exposed when you're doing it. So that's probably the biggest advantage of this one.
Okay. And gun at the same time. What you want to do is you want to set yourself a pre-round. You hug this wall and move your cursor until you hit the spawn box right here.
Oh.
And then put your bottom left HUD line on top of the stain. Confront. Land around the spot right here. And this will clear hookah and gun.
Let's start with the positive stuff first. It's impossible to shoot. You can gain orb or hookah control, or both. It's a bit slow, but it's not for yourself, it's for your team. My biggest problem with this one is that it's actually scanning too much. By scanning both hookah and garden, you don't actually know if he's hookah or garden. So in that situation, I would have wanted to scan one of them. So I think it's actually too good. I think I would have made it worse on purpose so it scans one of them, because no info is info. If it is to disable before entering, it's perfect. It's disabling both hookah and garden. If it's for clearing garden or hookah, you don't actually know where they are. Yeah, good for suppressing, bad for info. Shock that lineup for A main and ascend an extra recon bolt lineup when enemy already pushed into side. Okay.
So first, stand in the middle of these bricks and do 1 bar while you crouching.
Crouching 1 bar drone wheel.
The second one, stand here, put your crosshair in here, do 1 bounce and 1 bar.
Shock dart.
Actually, not too bad. When you play A main, usually you have to figure out where are the 3 spots that people are gonna stay in for the longest amount of time. Because when you make a situational arrow, right, it means that to make it less situational and more trustworthy, you want to shoot at the spot where there's a higher probability that someone is standing. In this case, that would either be further back on the orb or closer to the corner where they would peek. So I feel like this one kind of hits in the middle of both. But anywhere in this area I think would be better. It's still a good lineup though. Another thing is that he's doing the lineup for 2 separate spots. It's really risky when you have to move before doing the second lineup. If it's possible, try to always do both lineups from the same spot. And another thing is that this specific lineup here, this spot is usually smoked up by the defending team. So if you're making this lineup, use this wall here to make your lineup instead. In this case, left charge bar is in the middle of this square. And by using this thing to line up, you can still shoot it even if that area is smoked off.
Stand in this corner right here. Hit your bottom left hotline right there. This will land perfectly
Oh,
right here, scanning.
wait a minute. I see a little problem. There is a little box here. Let's start from the start. The spot he's doing the lineup from is fine. The lineup is a bit slow. I have a 2 bar for the almost same spot. This line with this roof here, like that. And then you put your left diamond right in that one and do 2 bars.
Found them.
It's not bad. However, you need to make it land 20 centimeters further down to avoid that this box here, because like, okay, sometimes you might hit it like 5 centimeters up, but I'm pretty sure that this thing here is gonna block the scan. It could be a nice variation, but it is a bit slow. What's it doing? Yeah, what's it for exactly? So people talked about situational lineups and talked about assist lineups and stuff. This one definitely comes into this situational assist lineup. If you're an anchor on A, this could be used to help your team on B for a retake. However, I personally think I would be a lot closer so I could help. Another thing is that this corner is not scanned. And this is a very common corner. When you make lineups for a spot like open on A rafters, it has to be a lineup that is meant to be done at the start of the round. Because that's the only time where it doesn't matter if you're exposed. But then you have to ask yourself, why would someone use that at the start of the round? That's why it doesn't really make sense. The idea behind making something that scans the other side is fine, but then make it from a spot where you're safe. I would have it land a lot closer here, because then you would also catch someone trying to lurk through CT spawn. You could literally make it land on the roof here, to be honest. The idea behind this one is to check if they're rotating back through B or A. The problem is, guys, that if you scan someone in T-spawn, what are you gonna do with that info? I don't think there's any point in scanning T-spawn ever. Unless you want to try to kill someone as AFK. I don't think there's any point in checking T-spawn because they can just switch and go back again. Anti-Sova lineup. Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Okay, for this lineup, it's gonna be an
Right
empty
here.
lineup for A long and Haven. Hug the wall like this. The third square here, like this. We're gonna double charge the first arrow. Second arrow, we're gonna use the charge bar. Align it with this line between the two boxes until you hit the edge of this wall. Double charge. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's start with the positive first. Good thought process. You're in a relatively safe spot for that specific scenario. The idea is good. The timing is good. I think my biggest problem with it is two things. First of all, anytime you have to count between a lineup, it can be a bit sketchy. Second of all, I think a 2-bar is too slow. I guess we go try. Let's make one. The first thing we need to find out is where is the ideal spot to do it from. You're most likely retaking this way. You're checking side. No one is on site. There's a Sova left. He hasn't used his shock darts yet. You know they're most likely gonna come from there, and the spike is planted here. You probably want to do it from back here, right? That's how you're mostly safe. You can easily make a 1-bar here. There we go. So instead of a 2-bar, you can do a 1-bar and jump. Same spot that he has. The full charge double bounce is the only difference I did was taking the 2 charge and making it a 1 charge jump instead, so he doesn't have to wait an extra 3 seconds. So I'm putting the top right corner of the mouse indicator square and putting it there.
Scanning ahead. Scanning ahead.
Second one is a little bit on the slow side. If you end up in a lobby where you see a Sova is constantly playing from there, this could be a possibility. But you could also then technically run and try to peek him in almost the same time. But this is for the ultimate Sova diff, I guess. That's good. I like this lineup. This is well thought through. The lineup is shot from a safe spot. You can line it up before the round starts. The timing is good so you can peek on it. This is one of those lineups that cancel out an angle to peek from. I'll probably use this. Lineup has the AverageJonas seal of approval. No pimping needed. Good job, dude. Oh, left hand? Dude! Ooh!
Revealing area.
Okay. This is obviously a team play lineup, but that's a good lineup. It hits a very good spot. Wait, does it scan all the way down? Not sure if it scans all the way down, but in that case, just find a way to make it hit a little bit further down. Killjoy post-plant lineup for Icebox B. The problem is the running and jumping part.
Placing swarm grenade.
Oh, holy shit.
Swarm grenade out.
But you don't need to do that. I guess it's a bit faster, but the only thing that this one does better is being faster. So this could be like if you're in a hurry and you have to do it quickly.
Placing swarm
But then you would
grenade.
most likely miss, to be honest. Bind double shock from A side if enemies teleport.
Revealing area. Revealing area.
The spot they hit is perfect. If you're a shower slash A side player, probably pretty good. I'm always skeptical to the full charge thing, where you have to count, because a lot of people screw that up. Other than that, it's alright. You're a bit exposed here if there's someone lurking A short. You basically have to be really sure that they went through the TP and they're going B side. Oh! Oh! Does it say Sen Fapper? This is pretty smart. He's stating that the fragmentation grenade is optional, but what it does, he throws it into the air, he flashes them, and then he's expecting them to dodge the flash by going into the cubby and then get hit by the frag. I like this. I don't think there's much I would do different. Okay, that's really good. If you're a B player as Sage, you wall off here, right? You play either market or maybe you play B side. And then if they rush A, you can actually help your team by throwing this one to A.